This is the repetition class for few of you who had a doubt on non-Mendelian inheritance. So non-Mendelian inheritance is nothing but in the inheritance pattern. The inheritance pattern is not like the Mendelian inheritance. So if you know what is Mendelian inheritance, then it will be easy for you to know what are non-Mendelian inheritance. So in the Mendelian inheritance, when you cross two pure breeds, okay, so when you cross pure genetically homozygous capital T with the homozygous small t, that is, this is capital T means it is tall character, small t means it is dwarf or short character, okay. So when the crossing takes place, then what it will produce? It produces capital T and small t. This we call it as heterozygous condition. Okay, in heterozygous condition, what we observed in the Mendelian inheritance, in heterozygous condition, one allele. So the gene is nothing but what? Pair of alleles, right? So this is the gene having two alleles. Okay, so here one allele will be dominant over other allele. Which is dominant? This tall allele is dominant over dwarf allele. That is, only tall character it is expressed in the F1 generation. Okay, so only tall characters. Even though they have this dwarf gene, okay, so dwarf allele, small t, it will not express. Only tall in the heterozygous condition, wherever there will be capital T and small t, the capital T character is what? Capital T is tall, small t is dwarf, but only capital T character, that is tall character, is expressed in the heterozygous condition. The small character, small t character, which is dwarf, it is recessive in condition. So capital T is dominant in condition because it is expressive in the heterozygous condition. Small t is recessive in condition because it is not expressing it in itself in the F1 generation. Okay, so this is how the Mendelian inheritance took place. Okay, so non-Mendelian inheritance is nothing but however the Mendel observed in his laws, it is a little bit change in non-Mendelian inheritance. So completely it is changed. That is why we call them as non-Mendelian inheritance. So in some examples we observe incomplete dominance, in some we observe co-dominance, in some we observe multiple allelism, in some cases we observe polygenic inheritance, and some case we observe pleiotrophy. Okay, so that we call it as non-Mendelian inheritance. So first we will see what is incomplete dominance. So as I told you, in the Mendelian inheritance, one allele which is dominant, it is completely dominant over the recessive allele. That means it will never let the recessive allele to express. So if it is in the heterozygous condition, that means when it is capital T and small t, always the dominant allele was expressing in case of Mendelian inheritance. Okay, but here we call that, there it was complete dominance. Here it is incomplete dominance because the dominant allele, it is not completely over this recessive allele. What it is doing, it is still letting the recessive allele, express a little bit, or it is not expressing completely. For example, you can observe the snapdragon color of this snapdragon flower, okay, or Mirabilis jalapa 4 o'clock plant. Okay, so what is happening here? There is a red color flower and white color flower. So one plant producing the red color is crossed with the one plant which is producing white color. So observe that the red color it is dominant, white color it is recessive. Okay, so in the heterozygous condition, if you take red color as capital R, white color as small r, Okay, so what it should produce? Capital R and small r, right? So in the heterozygous condition, F1 generation, according to the Mendelian law, so Mendelian inheritance, in the F1 generation, this should be what? Red only, because red is dominant over white. But here it is not happening like that. Here the red is showing pink color. Okay, so red is not completely expressing. What color it is showing? It is showing pink color. Okay, so you can observe here. So here you can see, so red color, red is dominant, white is recessive. So in the F1 generation, in the heterozygous condition, red, capital R and small r, when it is there, the capital R, which is dominant, it should express, and in F1 generation all the flowers should be pink, but all the flowers should be red, but here all the flowers are pink in color. That means red is not completely dominant over the white. Okay, so that is why we call it as incomplete dominance. Andrena red color enaiti dominant character aiti, white color recessive character aiti. So Mendelian law prakara, ಇನ್ಹೆರಿಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ವೆನ್ ಡಾಮಿನೆಂಟ್ ಇರುವಂತ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ರಿಸೆಸಿವ್ ಇರುವಂತ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಜೊತೆ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಎರಡು ಗ್ಯಾಮೆಟ್ ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿ F1 ಜನರೇಷನ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಏನ್ ಹಿಟ್ರೋಸೈಗಸ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಇತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಆರ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಆರ್, ಅದ್ರೊಳಗ ಏನ್ ಯಾವ್ದು ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಆಯ್ತು? ಓನ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ವಾಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ಡ್ ವಿಚ್ ವಾಸ್ ಡಾಮಿನೆಂಟ್ ಇರುವಂತ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಆಯ್ತು. ಸೊ ಮೆಂಡೆಲಿಯನ್ ರೂಲ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು? ರೆಡ್ ಡಾಮಿನೆಂಟ್ ಐತಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ರೆಡ್ ಕಲರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಬಟ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಏನ್ ಬಂತ? ಪಿಂಕ್ ಕಲರ್ ಕೊಡುವಂತ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಆಯ್ತು. ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನಂತೇವಿ? ಇನ್ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಡಾಮಿನೆನ್ಸ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ರೆಡ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ಡಾಮಿನೆಂಟ್ ಓವರ್. ಅದೊಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸಿಂಪತಿ ತೋರಿಸಿ ಅದೇನು ಸಿಂಪತಿ ತೋರ್ಸತ್ತೈತಿ. ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್, ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ರೆಡ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ dominant over white. So this we call it as incomplete dominance. Okay, so you can see here only when it is capital R and capital R, both the alleles are capital R, then only it is showing red color. So in the heterozygous condition, when it is in the heterozygous condition, only it is showing incomplete dominant and it is expressing pink color. So the obviously the recessive allele is expressed only in the homozygous condition, so white. Okay, so this cross I have already shown you. So when you cross the red pink 1:2:1 ratio. So very important topic concerned to your NEET CET exam as well as your board exam. Very important. So phenotypic ratio is 1:2:1 red, 2 pink and 1 white. Genotypic ratio is 1:2:1. Genotypic ratio is nothing but how the what will be ratio of the what is the genotypic ratio? Genes, how they are present. Okay, dominant or recessive, whether they are homozygous, heterozygous. Okay, on the basis of that, one is capital R. Okay, one is capital R. Okay, so 2 are capital R small r, 2 are capital R small r, heterozygous condition, and again 1 is small r. Okay, so this is genotypic ratio, and even in the phenotypic ratio you can observe 1 is red, 2 are pink and 1 is white. So only in this condition you observe this kind of ratio, phenotypic and genotypic ratio. So this kind of result you observe, that is why we call them as incomplete dominance, because the dominant gene is not completely dominant over the recessive gene. So codominance we will see. So what is codominance? It is the inheritance in which both alleles of a gene are expressed in a hybrid. Example, ABO blood grouping in human. So ABO blood grouping in human, it is example it is taken even in the multiple allelism also. Okay, so here what do you mean by codominance? Both the dominant and recessive, so both the dominant genes, if they are present, dominant alleles they are present, they will express. Okay, so ABO blood groups are controlled by gene I. Okay, so one gene ಎಷ್ಟು ಇರ್ತಾವ್ರಿ alleles? A gene is nothing but it will be having pair of alleles. That means 2 alleles will be there. Okay, so it controls the production of sugar polymers antigens that protrude from plasma membrane RBC. So the gene that has alleles IA, IB and I. So IA and IB produce a slightly different form of a sugar. Allele I does not produce any sugar. So you don't have to worry about the sentences. So it is about IA, IB is nothing but they produce a kind of sugar. Okay, different sugars. And small I is nothing but it does not produce any sugar. Okay, so antigen it will produce. So here blood group A, so if it is IA, so that means IA is also a dominant allele, IB is also a dominant allele. Only small I is there, no, only that is recessive allele. So in case in first case you can see capital A is there. That means blood group, for blood group A there will be capital A and capital A may be present, or capital A small a may be present, because A is a dominant. And even blood group B, it might be IB, capital B, or capital B and small I. But in case of blood group AB, you can see AB, why it is blood group AB? Because both the dominant alleles are present together. Both A is also present, B is also present, and both are very strong alleles. So ನೀ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಂತ ಇದು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕೊಡಾತಿಲ್ಲ, ನೀ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಂತ ಇದು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕೊಡಾತಿಲ್ಲ. ಎರಡು ಏನದಾವ, ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಡಾಮಿನೆಂಟ್ ಅಲೀಲ್ಸ್ ಅದಾವ. ಸೊ ಎರಡು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡತ್ತಾವ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಏನೈತಿ, AB ಐತಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತೀವಿ, ಕೋಡಾಮಿನೆನ್ಸ್. ಎರಡು ಡಾಮಿನೆಂಟ್ ಅದಾವ. ಇದ ಡಾಮಿನೆಂಟ್ ಐತಿ, ಇದು ಇದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಡಾಮಿನೆಂಟ್ ಐತಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಕ್ ಬರಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ಇದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಐತಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಕ್ ಬರಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ವಿ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಸೇ which is more dominant. Okay, both alleles are dominant. Okay, so and that is why both the alleles will express. That is why blood group AB will express. Only if it is IA, since it is dominant, A will express. Only if it is B, only blood group B will express. But in blood group AB, why both the AB will express? AB blood group yakirtati, why they will have AB blood group? Because both A allele and B allele, both of them are dominant. Okay, that is why we call it as codominance. Okay, so next you can see codominance example only in case of AB blood group. Okay, this is in case of blood group, you can see this in AB blood group. Okay, there are many other examples of codominance, and here also you can see the example of codominance. Okay, so here in this flower you can see. Okay, so what is happening when red and white color, when both are present together, so it is not both red is also expressing, white is also expressing, because both red and white are dominant. Okay, so in flowers, in some flowers also you can see the codominance. Okay, so in many examples you can see. In case of blood group AB blood group is an example of codominance. Okay, so next, so this I have explained you. So IA, IB, so when the father and mother, if you cross, so I have told you how to put the Punnett square. Okay, so here also you can see when IA and IB is there, that means AB blood group will be expressed. Okay, both A and B blood group, both IA and IB alleles are dominant in nature. Okay, so confusion you got in multiple allelism. So what is multiple allelism is, it is the presence of more than 2 alleles for a gene to govern the same character. That means for one gene, as I said, there will be 2 alleles. Okay, so for example, for height. Okay, so for height is a character. Okay, so height is a character. Height annodeno, it is one character. So for height there will be tall allele or dwarf allele. So if it is capital T tall, capital T small t dwarf, or it might be in the heterozygous condition. Okay, so like this it may be. So there will be two types of alleles for one character. If there are more than two alleles of for a gene, for a character, then for the same character, then we call it as multiple alleles. ಓಕೆ, ಈಗ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಎ ಬಿ ಒ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದು ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಎ ಆರ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಬಿ ಆರ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಹಿಂಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ಬಟ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಏನದಾವ, ಏನೂ ಐತಿ, ಬಿ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಐತಿ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಒನ್ ಮೋರ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಯಾವ್ದೈತಿ, ಓ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಐತಿ. Right, so that is why alleles of ABO blood grouping is there are three alleles. One A blood group anna express ಮಾಡುವಂತ allele, one B blood group anna express ಮಾಡುವಂತ allele, and A B ಎರಡು ಸೇರಿ AB ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ, ಅದು ಸೇಮ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಬರ್ತೈತಿ. and again one allele will be recessive allele which will express O. So if it is IA, then it will be A. If it is IB, then it is B blood group. But if it is small I, then it will be O blood group. Small I, it is recessive in nature. So when it is present in I, small I, then it will be O blood group. Okay, so this kind for one blood group is a character. So for one character, there are three alleles involved. So if it is more than two allele, then we call it as multiple alleles. Okay, so since gene ಒಳಗೆ ಎರಡು alleles ಇರ್ತಾವ, so one gene it should have two alleles, right? So it may be anything, so it should have two alleles. So multiple alleles one gene ಒಳಗ IA, IB, I ಅಂತ ಇರಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. So three alleles one gene ಒಳಗೆ ಇರಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. So multiple alleles different population ಒಳಗೆ different types ಐತಿ. Okay, one population ಒಳಗೆ ನೀವು multiple alleles ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದು ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಐತಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಒಳಗ ಬರೀ ಎರಡು ಅಲೀಲ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಏನೈತಿ, ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ 3 alleles you can observe. So one blood group may be IA or II which will express A blood group, which will express IB or IBI which will express B blood group, and this will express AB blood group, and this will express O blood group. Okay, so like this there are multiple characters. So multiple different blood groups are expressed in one population consider ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ blood group ಅನ್ನೋ one character ನ ನೀವು consider ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ there are different blood groups A, B, AB and O. So these blood groups are expressed by multiple alleles. ಬರೇ one type allele express ಮಾಡತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಬೇರೆ type alleles ಏನ್ ಮಾಡತ್ತಾವ, express ಮಾಡತ್ತಾವ. So one gene ಗೆ 2 alleles ಇರ್ಬೇಕು. Okay, so in an human being one gene ಗೆ you can observe here one gene ಗೆ 2 alleles ಅದಾವು consider ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, but one person ಒಳಗೆ consider ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ. But if you consider the whole population for a character, blood group ಅನ್ನೋ one character ಗೆ there are many different alleles. So A allele, A blood group different A blood group ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ different alleles, B blood group ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ different allele, AB blood group and O blood group. So you can observe alleles A, B and small I recessive allele. So 2 dominant allele and 1 recessive allele you can observe in a population. Okay, so in a population when there are, for a character like blood group, if you observe more than 2 types of alleles, then you call it as multiple alleles. So multiple allelism we call it as. Okay, so next comes the polygenic inheritance. So you get confusion between multiple allelism and polygenic inheritance. So what do you mean by polygenic inheritance? It is the inheritance in which some traits are controlled by several genes, that is multiple genes. Okay, example human skin color, human height, etc. It considers the influence of environment. In the polygenic trait, phenotype reflects the contribution of each allele, that is the effect of each allele is additive. So ಇಲ್ಲೇನೈತಿ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಅಲೀಲ್ಸ್ ಅದ ಒಂದು ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಇಲ್ಲೇನೈತಿ ಪಾಲಿಜೆನಿಕ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪಾಲಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮೆನಿ ಜೀನ್ಸ್, ಪಾಲಿಜೆನಿಕ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮೆನಿ ಜೀನ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್. ನಾ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಒನ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಒನ್ ಜೀನ್ ಬೇಕು, ಒನ್ ಜೀನ್ ಒಳಗೆ 2 ಅಲೀಲ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾವ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೀಸ್ 2 ಅಲೀಲ್ಸ್, okay, if there are in a population, if there are more than 2 alleles, then we call it as multiple allelism. But ಒಂದ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ನ ಬರೇ ಅಲೀಲ್ಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟಲ್ಲ, ಮೆನಿ ಜೀನ್ಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಾಕತ್ರ ಏನು ಅಂತೇವೆ ನಾವು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಪಾಲಿಜೆನಿಕ್ ಇನ್ಹೆರಿಟೆನ್ಸ್. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಒನ್ ಜೀನ್, one DNA, okay, so there will be genes. Okay, if there are many types of genes, okay, for example, if skin color, okay, so there are many types of genes. For example, there is gene for brown color, there is gene for the light skin tone, so the gene for medium skin tone. So there are many different types of genes, okay, for a character. Okay, it is the inheritance in which trait are controlled by several genes, multiple genes. Okay, so no bare one gene inda ಒಂದ ತರ, so if it is like that, bare one gene inda ಒಂದೇ ಕಲರ್, ಒಂದ ಜೀನ್ ಇತ್ತಪ್ಪ ಕಲರ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಬ್ರೌನ್ ಕಲರ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಆದ್ರೂ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು, or else there should be only brown, or there should be light color, light skin color people. Okay, fair on brown people should only be there. Okay, should only exist. But here, because the skin color it is expressed by many types of genes, we call it as polygenic inheritance, not just one gene. So there are many genes that will contribute in production of skin color. Okay, so it might be human height also. So only one gene express madateti human height agaka, so capital H ಒಂದು ಜೀನ್ ಐತಿ height full height ಆಗಕ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ capital H ಅರ ಇರ್ಬೇಕ, capital H ಈ ತರ ಇರ್ಬೇಕ, small h ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಒಂದು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೈಟ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಆದ್ರೂ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ವುಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಸ್ಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಈದರ್ ವೆರಿ ಟಾಲ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಆರ್ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಪೀಪಲ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಬಟ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮೆನಿ ವೇರಿಯೇಷನ್ ಇನ್ ಹೈಟ್. Okay, so human height, even you can see many variation. So here also skin color, you can see many variation. So this is because of there are many genes which will contribute in the production of the one character. Okay, so it's considered the influence of environment. For example, if you're taking too much care, for example, somebody is having the genes for producing brown color. Okay, so their skin is little brown. Okay, so brown color they are having, but they stay in a cold region. Okay, so Antarctic, they are staying in some cold region where the heat or the sun light is less. Okay, so then they might be not so brown, so their color might reduce. Okay, so lighten. Okay, so their color might lighten and they may be looking little light in color compared to their same people. Okay, so that is why environment also plays a very important role in polygenic inheritance. Very, very important, you have to remember. So example, height also you can see. If somebody is having the genes to be tall, okay, so but okay, somebody is having the genes to be tall, but if that person and another person, if you consider, so you consider 2 persons having the same gene. Okay, so like this. Okay, so but this person, okay, so this person, he is doing lot of exercise, cycling and all, even though and he is having about 6 inches of height. Okay, but this person is having height. Okay, the genes which will produce height, but he is not doing any cycling or anything, so he might be having 5.6, 5.7, 5.9 kind of height, lesser compared to this person. Why? Because first person was doing little extra exercise, cycling, extra good food, so that it increased his height. That means whatever extra cycling and food, everything that he is including, it includes the environment. Okay, so the environment and whatever he is doing. Okay, so the environment also plays an important role in the polygenic inheritance. So in a polygenic trait, phenotype reflects the contribution of each allele, that is the effect of each allele is additive. Okay, so polygenic inheritance, as I told, there will be many types of genes involved. So if there is A gene, okay, there might be B gene, there might be C gene. Okay, so all the gene will contribute, all the alleles of the gene. Okay, so if it is capital B, capital C, small b, capital B, small b, so capital C, small c, all the, if you consider these are the 3 different types of genes and 6 different types of alleles, all the alleles will express. Okay, so every allele will express their character. Okay, so in a polygenic trait, phenotype reflects the contribution of each allele, that is effect of each allele is additive. So each allele effect will add and the final character or phenotype is expressed in case of polygenic inheritance. So assume that there is 3 genes A, B, C control human skin color. So dominant forms are A, B, C, responsible dark skin color. Recessive genes are small b and small c for light skin color. So genotype with all the dominant alleles will give the dark skin color. Genotype with all the recessive alleles will give the light skin color. So genotype with 3 dominant and 3 recessive alleles will give intermediate skin color. Thus the number of each type of allele in the genotype determine the darkness of the or the lightness of the color. So if they are having, so if you considered all the capital letters will produce dark color, all the small letters will produce light color, but the intermediate, some will have like this, capital A, capital B, small b, and capital C, small c. So how each and every allele will give its effect to produce the phenotype. So that is why there is a lot of range in case of phenotype, in case of polygenic inheritance. So I repeat, multiple allelism and polygenic inheritance, the difference is multiple allelism is for a one character. Okay, so for a one character it should be denoted by one gene. Okay, so but here, for example, here blood group is one character, so it should be produced by any one gene having 2 alleles. Okay, so A or B. Okay, but here when you consider a population, you can observe A blood group, B blood group and O blood group controlled by IA, IB and I alleles. So that means for one character, instead of only 2 alleles, there are 3 different alleles in a population. Remember, not in one single gene. In a population, there are 3 different types of alleles. Okay, so there are A, B and O blood groups, then we A, B and O alleles, then we call it as multiple allelism. So for a single gene in a population, if there are more than 2 alleles, then we call it as multiple allelism. Then what is the difference between polygenic inheritance? There are more genes only. Here there were more alleles. Okay, here there are more genes only. That means one gene is having one allele, and that means more, how many genes will have, that much double alleles they will be having. So there are more genes. Okay, and even the environment is also playing an important role in the polygenic inheritance. Okay, as I said, if there is somebody who is having the who is having the genes to be fat, okay, so but even though they are having genes to be fat, but they are not eating good food. Okay, so just the genes will not express to be fat. Okay, so because of environment, if they are not having good food, then what it will do, what they will become, they will become thin. Okay, so environment will also play an important role in the polygenic inheritance. Okay, so I gave you the example of height and skin color. Okay, next comes the pleiotropy. So pleiotropy is nothing but a single gene having, there is a single gene. So single gene should have how many alleles? 2 alleles. Okay, so if there is a chromosome, there is one gene here. Okay, so this gene, it should have only one effect. Okay, but this gene is showing 3 different effect, 3 different traits. Okay, so that is why what we call it as pleiotropy. When one gene itself is showing different traits, we call it as pleiotropy. Okay, so here a single gene exhibits multiple phenotypic expressions. Such gene is called as pleiotropic gene. Okay, in most cases the mechanism of pleiotropy is the effect of gene on the metabolic pathways which contributes towards the different phenotype. So starch synthesis in a pea, phenylketonuria, sickle cell anemia, etc. Okay, so you can consider this as a very most important ingredient when you are cooking. Okay, if that is missing means, okay, all the important cooking, for example, there is very important source, that is salt, which is required for all the dishes. So you have all the ingredients required for each dish, but you don't have salt only, then all the dishes, so you have you want to make sambar, you want to make some palya, you want to make some other dishes. Okay, so all the dishes will have, you are having all the vegetables and everything for each dish, but you are not having single salt, then what will happen? All the dishes will spoil. Okay, so like that, a single gene which is having importance in many character, producing many traits. Okay, if that gene is only defective, then all the traits will be, all the phenotype will be showing, how, right? So all the phenotypes will be, expression of all the phenotype will be affected, right? So this we call it as pleiotropic gene. So in most cases, now we will just have a glance whatever we have studied. So non-Mendelian inheritance, we can see incomplete dominance, codominance, multiple allelism, polygenic inheritance and pleiotropy. Okay, so incomplete dominance is nothing but when there are 2 genes. Okay, so if you say the color of the flower red and white, when in the heterozygous condition, red is a dominant allele. Okay, but still it is not completely dominant over the white allele, and in the heterozygous condition it should be red, but instead of red, what it is expressing? It is expressing pink color. So this we call it as incomplete dominance. Okay, so that means dominant allele is not completely dominant over the recessive allele. So in codominance, you can see the example of color also, where both the colors are expressed. Red color, white color it is there. So both the colors are expressed in the flower. White is also expressed, red is also expressed. That is also codominance. Another example we have studied is the blood group. Okay, so in case of IA and IB, so in case of AB blood group, you can observe both A gene is also dominant, B gene also dominant. Okay, B allele is also dominant, A allele is also dominant in a gene. So even in this condition, both A, B are expressing. That is why we have AB blood group. So this we call it as what? Codominant. So ಈಗ AB blood group ಒಳಗೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತೈತ್ರಿ? AB blood group ಒಳಗೆ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಅಲೀಲ್ಸ್ ಅದಾವ IA ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ IB ಅಂತ ಅಲೀಲ್ಸ್ ಅದಾವ. ಸೊ IA IB ಅಲೀಲ್ ಒಳಗೆ IAನು ಡಾಮಿನೆಂಟ್ ಅಲೀಲ್, IBನು ಡಾಮಿನೆಂಟ್ ಅಲೀಲ್. ಬೋತ್ ದ ಅಲೀಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸಿಂಗ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೈ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ AB blood group in a population. So this we call it as codominance. Okay. Then what is multiple allelism? Multiple allelism is nothing but for one gene there should be two alleles. Okay, but if you consider in a population for a one character, ಈಗ one blood group ಅನ್ನೋ one character ಗೆ so only two alleles, two phenotypes ಇರಬೇಕಿತ್ತು. But here we can observe A blood group also, B blood group also, and O blood group also, and AB blood group also. So A blood group or AB blood group or B blood group, A blood group is expressed by IA, A blood group is expressed by IA, B blood group is expressed by IB, AB blood group is expressed by both, and O blood group is expressed by this small I. Okay, in this homozygous condition. That means there are three types of alleles observed in a population. One population ಒಳಗ one character ಅಂದ್ರೆ blood group ಅನ್ನೋ one character ಗೆ ಮೂರು ತರ alleles ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಆಗತ್ತವ, A, B and O. So ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, we call it as multiple allelism. When for a character in a population, if there is more than two alleles present, then we call it as multiple allelism, because for one gene there should be two alleles. Okay, so if there are more than two, then we call it as multiple allelism. So what is polygenic inheritance? Here in multiple allelism there were more than two alleles, and here in polygenic inheritance, if there is more than one gene for a character, then we call it as polygenic inheritance. Very simple. So for example, we have seen height also, we have seen skin color also, right? So polygenic inheritance is nothing but for skin color or for height, if there are more than one gene, if it is present, for example A, B, C, okay, A meaning it will be having A or B, it might be B, capital B or small b, so it might be C. So like that, more than one gene, it is expressing one character, for example skin color, so then we call it as poly, that means many genic inheritance. Okay, so polygenic inheritance. So it is, and in case of polygenic inheritance, environment also plays a very important role. Okay, so you can see here. So next, last topic we studied about pleiotropy. Pleiotropy is nothing but when a single gene, it is show if there is any damage, or if not just damage, when a single gene is responsible to show many different phenotype. Okay, so if a single gene, if there is very important gene is present, okay, if you take very important gene which is very necessary for even your good skin, for your mental health, for any other function, if it is very important, and if that gene is only defective, then all these phenotype will be effective. One single yavado one gene aiti, very important gene, okay, so that in the chromosome, okay, if that gene has got some defect, okay, ee gene ಗೆ defect ittandre what will happen, so ee gene inda yav characters adavalla express ago avellanu enagtava defect agtav. Okay, so in such condition we call it as pleiotropy. Okay, so this is what we studied in non-Mendelian inheritance. So I hope you understood the topic. So thank you so much, and we will see you in the next class.